Calling to order the Berea Tourism Commission meeting Wednesday, November 12th, 25 at Council Chambers, 304 Chestnut Street. Begin with the roll call. Have Jim Davis. Here. Laura Carpenter's out. Donna Brewer. Here. Shelley Wolf.
Here.
Todd Holbrook's out this week. David Gregory. Here. And Will Gover, Chairman, present. We have a quorum for tonight's meeting. Going to begin with the approval of the agenda. If y'all would like to take a moment, look at that. Be open for a motion to approve.
Make a motion to approve.
Second.
Got a motion and second. All in favor, please indicate so by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. All right. Moving on to approval of minutes from the October 8th meeting. Moment, review those minutes.
I'll make a motion to accept as submitted.
Got a motion.
I'll second.
Motion and second. All in favor saying aye.
Aye.
There. Motion passes unanimously. Tonight's meeting, we will have to be out of council chambers by 5:45. There is a council meeting tonight, so if it seems like we're there, it's like just wanted to make everybody aware that was on our time crunch. If we need a longer discussion, we will table any items to either a work session or the next meeting if we need a longer time on it. So we've got approval of minutes. Moving into number 5 on the agenda here is Madison Southern High School Marching Band sponsorship request. Chris Rockwell and the students. Appreciate y'all being out tonight.
Well, thank you for letting us invade your meeting here with the whole army of students and our director, Martina Sanders. I just wanted to start by just saying thank you. We've had a wonderful partnership for several years already, and that continued on Saturday night. We had a community concert that was sponsored by Berea Tourism, and it was fabulous. I don't know if you've heard anything about it, but I would encourage you to, well, Nancy was in attendance. You can ask her opinion on that, but that really has been a wonderful event and something that we're pretty excited about and enjoyed doing again once again this year. So we want to take a few minutes to sort of share with you some things about the band program and things about band and music education in general. So I wanted to start off just by giving you some statistics about the band program. So 180 total students are in the band program at Madison Southern. That's about 14% of the student body. It's a pretty nice percentage. It's actually really strong if you were to look across the United States. The band program is the second largest after-school program in Madison County, and it's only second to the Central band program. So those two band programs are the largest. Obviously, they're significantly larger school than we are. So you can see some of the statistics as far as we're on a really strong upward trajectory of the growth of the band. I'm not going to go through every single item, but things like the graduation rate. So this year, 100% graduation rate. I think it's been 100% every year I've been involved with it, except for 1 year where we had one student. So that's 4 years of 100% and one student out of 4 years, basically. You can see the college enrollment rate. You can see the kids that are going to pursue music education as a career. That's pretty impressive. And then at the bottom, there's some accomplishments. And I'm not going to read them all, but the band is pretty decorated. And probably most recently, the thing I would share with you is a KMEA distinguished rating at state semifinals here a few weeks ago. I think it's only happened 11 times in school history.
This year. This is the 11th.
So this was the 11th time in school history. And I think only a handful of those are from the marching band. You can get a distinguished rating in other areas as well. And 3 of those have happened in the last 3 years. So the program is really on the move. The program leadership, of course, Ms. Sanders, who's with us here today. So we've had a leadership changeover. David Ratliff, who was the director for 20 years or 19 years, I believe, at Madison Southern. And Ms. Sanders served with him as the assistant director for 4 years, so she's stepped into the director role. This is her first season. And of course, we have a new assistant director, Mr. Logan Harris, and we're pretty excited about both of them. But I'll just say this, I mean, I could go on for quite a long time about the both of them, but what's exciting about it is it's like working with lightning in a bottle. Relentless pursuit of excellence, really looking to move the program forward in every element, year-round, not just marching band, not just one element, but year-round. And the recognition that music excellence really starts in a classroom. And so we're really grateful to have Ms. Sanders.
Thank you.
And it's a privilege to be able to serve her as the booster president. Why is band important? Well, I could go through this whole thing. I'm not going to do that because I know you have it in front of you. But there's a lot of reasons and statistics, and I've actually cited where they came from, but there's a couple that I really want to point out as far as test scores. So if you look at the average SAT score for a student that's participated in a music education program is over 100 points higher. Students who have participated in a band or orchestra, organized band or orchestra program have, listen to this, the lowest levels of current and lifelong use of alcohol, tobacco, and drugs among any group in society. That is crazy cool. And so, again, I could go on for quite a long time on this slide, and you can read it. But there's a lot of reasons why I'm very enthusiastic about the program. You know, I have 2 daughters in the program. One of them's here today. The other one is an 8th grader and will be at Southern next year. So anyhow, I wanted to share with you one of the unique things that happened this year is we actually developed a strategy, a 3-year plan on where Ms. Sanders would like to go with the program, and you can see the different strategic pillars. I could have spent time talking about the community involvement element of the program, but that's not what I want to focus on. What I want to focus on is leadership, and because I think this is a real distinctive difference with this program. There is a tremendously heavy focus on leadership development, and so what we've asked is we have members of our leadership team here with us today. All of these students have served since June on the leadership team and will continue to serve for the rest of the year on the leadership team, although a lot of the, I'll say, laborious work happens during the marching band season, depending on, they all have different roles. I've got section leaders here, equipment managers, different capacities. But what we've done is we've really formalized a leadership development program with formal educational sessions. I personally do that for a living, and so we have sessions regularly with the leadership. And we also had the opportunity to send them to a world-class leadership workshop camp at Ball State University this year. This is the first time that we ever had a organized leadership positions, and it was quite a task. As you all know, it was a 7-page application. They had to solicit references. They had to do an interview. And you really ended up with students who wanted to be in a leadership role and were ready to own and step into that situation. Look, there's a whole lot of things on this slide, and you can kind of see we've marked things green, and some of them are yellow. I would say maybe that yellow is kind of still in progress. Green is we feel like we've accomplished that or have reached the way we want it to be and intend to continue it. But that's what I want to focus on is leadership development. And if you take the last slide in this slide where we've got the statistics about how band influences children and students over time, and then taking into account the level of leadership development that we're working on here, I think it's easy to see that the future leaders of this community are part of this program and something we're pretty excited about. This was actually, I should have probably flipped to this as I was talking, but this is part of the group that was able to attend Ball State, and most of them are actually here. So this is checking in at Ball State University for the Bands of America Leadership weekend, and we were pretty excited to be able to offer that to every student. Not every student was able to go, but we were able to offer it. But it's, you can imagine there's a cost to all of those things, to the tune of about $10,000 to send those folks to that camp. You can see here our annual budget. This annual budget is a little bit low. our actual 2025 budget's a little bit more than that. 95% of the budget we have to raise as a booster organization. We only get about 5% of the budget through the school. They pay for instruments, most instruments, and some transportation, and everything else we have to raise. So I don't know how you react to that, but when I first saw that number, I was like, how is that even possible? I mean, that's an unbelievable amount of money. However, if you were to come and see the show on Saturday night and you see the production, I mean, it's a theatrical production on the field, and we're taking that all over Kentucky and into Ohio and other places. It becomes easy to see how you could get there. Instruments alone are wildly expensive, tens of thousands of dollars for some of the instruments. So it's sort of easy to see how you could end up there. So all that being said, one way that we generate revenue to try to fund this program is through sponsorships and partnerships, and we're here to talk with you about that tonight. So we would love to have support to help continue to drive the program forward and continue to work with our students, 180 in the program. And I'll stop talking now and see if y'all have any questions for myself or Ms. Sanders or any of the students.
Anyone have any questions?
One quick question. I noticed on one of the sponsorships, it talks about home football and basketball games.
That's right.
Are any of those games like regional tournaments, like for Lexington and other schools to come in and compete?
So, you want to answer?
But I don't know if
A lot of it depends on how the first round of districts goes. So typically we do get a handful of regional tournaments, and a lot of schools that are in that region are in the Lexington area. So typically, if we win that first round of districts as it goes towards football or basketball, then we do host a region tournament game.
Okay.
So I assume you're talking about the operation of concessions. Is that what you're speaking?
Yes.
Yeah. So the way that works is we run it for all home and football games and basketball games and soccer games. We also run concessions for 2 competitions a year, which is probably more interesting to this group because we have bands and parents from bands and family members from bands coming from probably a 10-county area across the eastern half of the state. And, we bring in anywhere from 1,000 to 2,000 people at each event. At the November event, it's probably a little bit more because it's, without getting into a long explanation, it's kind of like we run 2 classes, so it's kind of like run one show, everybody leaves, and we run another one. That's a little broader scope. So from your perspective, I would say that's probably what would be one of the things that would be interesting. The other thing, as Ms. Sanders mentioned, is, we have the concessions contract for the home games. The athletic director, Jay, regularly comes to us like we had a wrestling tournament last year, and so whenever those events occur, Jay usually solicits us and asks us if we're not contractually obligated, but he asks if we would like to, and we generally do run the concessions for that.
Thank you.
Yep.
So anytime you all are running concessions, like if we done like the banner or something, it would be up there with the logo, advertising for tourism, just to make sure I was correct on that.
That's right. That's right. You're also on the equipment trailer. I think there's a photograph in the packet somewhere there. You're on the equipment trailer as well,
I've seen that in there.
which is pretty flashy.
Will, I've got a question. When y'all have your band competitions, I know you said you bring 1,000, 2,000 people in. Do any of those people stay here overnight, or are they in and out for the day? Do you know?
I'm just going to tell you what I know about how we would do things. It's probably in and out for a day, except for judges. So we hire a panel of judges, and many of those judges stay. I will say that one thing that we did coordinate with, not this past year, but the year prior, was the way the competition works is there's a prelims and then a finals, and there could be hours in between. And so you are in our program with a QR code. And not this year, but last year, we had a link directly to a list of events, activities, restaurants, trails, walks that were an hour and a half or less. And so somebody who came in the gate could snap their QR code and be given a list of things you could do in 90 minutes or less in Berea if they wanted to leave and come back. So I think as we move forward in a relationship, a more organized effort around things like that, and that really, I'll be honest with you, that came from the mayor asking a question. We at our Eagle Classic, we have VIPs. He came as a VIP, and he's like, hey, how do all these people know what to do when they're in Berea? And I was like, that's a great question. So that was kind of like our first try at attempting to help people know what to do while they're here, and they've got 3 hours of dead time to either watch other bands or do something different. I would also say, based on our experiences, that doesn't exist in any other competition. You're not going to go anywhere and see that. So, and we've received feedback about some of the things that we've tried that are pretty unique, that being one of them. The other thing we tried related to this group is we tried to work with local food vendors to offer a menu where that would be, I'll call it school budget friendly, because every one of those bands is coming in with a tractor trailer and a bus loads of kids, and they got to feed them probably twice. And so if we can offer options on how to feed them where they don't have to cook it and bring it or cook on site, some bands like to take advantage of that. So these are some of the ways that we've attempted to, and I'm going to say, I'm just going to be completely transparent, with moderate success. Moderate success. I'm not going to say it's been a grand slam. It hasn't. But I think there's something there, enough to keep experimenting with it.
Well, I appreciate y'all including that, because, I mean, it's definitely, so that if people doesn't know about what all we have to offer here, it's like, that definitely helps us, and I appreciate you sharing that tonight as well.
Yeah, Ms. Sanders just reminded me also, we do prepare judges' goodie bags, so there's,
We have judges from out of state. We have some from Tennessee, some from Ohio. They come in and judge the competitions that we host, and even as far as Northern Illinois that come in and judge quarterfinals and Eagle Classic, and we present them with a goodie bag full of local items, fudge, Berea tourism. We had a little pamphlet in there with that as well to try to get that out further than the community.
Well, definitely appreciate that information as well. Is there any other questions, Chris?
Nancy, historically, we've sponsored them in the past. What has that amount been? Do we know?
That's correct. It's usually around the $1,000 range.
Okay, thank you.
And if I may, this year we tried something a little different when they had the competitions in town, and so it was a 6-foot banner with QR codes directing folks to the dining, the shopping, the where to stay, and the things to do on our website. And so they displayed it the other evening as well at the performance that they had.
Yep.
So I think it's been hung 3 times. Is that correct?
Twice.
Twice.
But I think we were the first, actually, to get to use it. So
You were.
it was fun.
All right, well, thank you all for your presentation tonight. If there's any other questions? All right, well, at this time, I'll let everyone review the different sponsorship levels. Appreciate Nancy providing that information, what we've done historically there.
Anything further?
I think we're good. Well,
Okay. Thank you so much.
yeah, we'll be needing a motion on the amount. If we need to have a little discussion about it here, personally, I like that we're providing information to the people coming into town. That it's getting visitors in. So I'm very comfortable with the amount we've done in the past. Maybe look at. All right, I think 50.
Yeah, I'll make a motion that we provide $1,500, the Eagle sponsorship.
I'll second.
All right, we got a motion and second. All in favor, please indicate by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? All right, motion passes unanimously.
Thank you all.
Thank you. All right, moving right along to item number 6, the director's report, Nancy Conley.
Good evening. Thank you. And thank you all so much for being here today. We really have appreciated your performances in Berea and all the things that you all have been doing. Thank you again. In your packet today, you'll find all of our financials. So you've got both the budget status report as well as the check register. If you have any questions on those, please let me know. We included the visitor count. So year-to-date walk-in traffic at the Welcome Center, we've had 11,247. Once again, we see this slight decline, but, we've been talking about reasons for this and what that might look like. And I think that there's a lot of influences with that number. And when we look at tourism throughout even the full United States right now, we see a lot of different varying numbers. Something that I do want to point out is we've went really far at pushing and kind of mixing, looking at outdoor adventure tourism, hiking maps and trails, and getting people outside doing things. And so I'm very happy still with this number of walk-in visitors when we look at kind of what type of marketing we've been doing and what's available now digitally. So we should be seeing probably a decline in folks that are needing physical information and seeing that increase in our website traffic. So we're kind of seeing that correlation a little bit there with all of your digital presence and website traffic increasing and your digital requests and all of that versus your paper requests and your foot traffic as far as getting that information. So wanted to point out a couple things. So on the 22nd of this month, the Berea Arts Council is working with Professor Norris's class at Berea College to do a Berea Art Crawl. We're excited to be a stop on the Art Crawl with the Berea Gallery and Event Center. And the Berea Welcome Center will be open later in the evening that night to help increase traffic to the local shops and galleries. And we're excited to run a shuttle as well, moving people throughout the town for that evening. And then the Shop Small, November 29th, so the Saturday after Thanksgiving. We're really excited to hopefully have our town all fully decorated and lots of things happening that day to get in the Christmas spirit. We've got a lot of campaigns in the works right now for the Shop Small, Shop Local, Shop Small weekend. And then we'll conclude that day with the Mayor's Merry Mingling event. We're excited to invite everybody out again this year from 6 to 8 there in the Old Town Artisan Village for the Mayor's Merry Mingling event. We know you all will be in town all day shopping and enjoying all of our local galleries as you shop small, kicking off your holiday season. So we invite you to stay even longer into the evening and enjoy those festivities with us. As you know, we worked on doing a request for proposals for Christmas lighting in Berea. We did receive 5 different proposals. We had a very hard decision to make in reviewing proposals. Upward Pro Lights is in town now. We have a contract in place with them, decorating lots of places throughout Berea. We're excited for you all to see Memorial Park when that gets put in place this year. So there'll be a lot of decorating there. The Berea Gallery and Event Center exterior lights, the Farmers Market Pavilion exterior, or Chestnut Street Pavilion exterior lights, Berea Welcome Center, the tree on our front lawn of the Welcome Center, as well as some permanent cable lightings going from pole to pole down North Broadway. So we're very excited to see that. The lights, the cable lights from pole to pole is something that can be permanent. Those lights can be changed out from Christmas bulbs to other bulbs throughout the year. It could be utilized for other festivities, something we could look at for celebrating the America 250 in July. So there are a lot of options and things that we could do and utilize some of that infrastructure. Do you all have any questions for me for anything that we've got going on or upcoming? No?
No question. I just wanted to comment on the toll building. It looks good.
Thank you very much.
Lights.
And then I do want to remind everyone that this is a process, so there are different groups of folks with this company working throughout Berea. So you'll see stages of different projects happening. They may, that group may be working on that project and then they're on another project, but when it comes time for that week of Thanksgiving, the project should be complete. So I know there was some concern the other day that maybe some of the poles at the pavilion weren't all lit, or maybe some of the lights had kind of slacked down. But no, it was because of the weather. So they had to stop working on that project and move to somewhere a little more safe, probably due to the storm. So bear with us, but you'll see different folks working at all different hours of the day and night right now on those projects, and we're really excited. And we also thank the city for their help. There'll be lighting going up on the street poles here, I think this week coming up. Some lights here at the city hall, and so there's still more to come, but thank you.
Yeah, I've seen the contractors out at the Gallery and Event Center as I passed by. It was like really good to see.
Thank you. And I did want to mention also the Berea Volunteer Fire and Rescue Department. They have been so gracious to also offer to assemble a couple new Christmas features that we have. So we've got a metal sleigh that will be on display at Memorial Park this year. And then we have a 12.5-foot train engine that will be on display on our Welcome Center lawn. So we're really excited for those two stable pieces that we will own and be able to utilize from year to year. So, if there's not any objection, I would like to let you know that we had to change our staffing today. So Emily is not able to join us this evening. We did have to utilize her in other areas this evening. I'm so sorry, but she has provided a written report, and I'd love to help answer any questions that you may have. She did attend a group travel conference out of town just a couple weeks ago. It was very, very successful. She had over 40 appointments confirmed. There were a few that had dropped out that were not able to actually attend the show due to travel concerns, but she had 38 solid appointments at that travel show. We're really excited and hopefully looking at booking a lot of these a lot of these groups to come in within the next couple of years. So it's not usually an immediate return. They usually book a year to 2 years out. So we're very hopeful. She has some strong relationships that she's built with a lot of these companies, and so we're excited to see where that leads us. Thank you.
Thank you, Nancy. All right. That covered the director's report and as well as Emily's. Nancy, did you have introduction?
I do. I'm so sorry. A plan for an amended budget work session is the next thing there. And so I don't know if there's a certain day of the week that works best for this body or how we want to look at this, but we do need to start working on that very, very soon. Get that kind of passed through within the next month or two. So,
Is there any days of the week that work better? Going into early December would probably work
yes,
best
yes,
for
that'd
me.
be great.
Is there any certain time that work better for one? Yeah, like. Well, would you all want to do maybe the Wednesday before our next meeting? Sure. That way we'll keep it on Wednesday at 5 o'clock. Would that work for you all?
That would be fine.
Okay, so that would be Wednesday. Sounds right.
We have,
Yeah, if that would leave you all enough time to get everything ready before we get into the real busy holiday season for everyone. If we'll set-
yeah, I know it's, I just wanted to make sure that we had something on the books to make sure that we were able to get together for that. And then I had one more thing. I was just looking at December 3rd real fast. Currently, that's available. Yes, thank you.
Okay.
And if it's okay, may I introduce a couple folks to everyone?
Yes.
Yeah? Okay. So I'm not going to put them on the, oh, thank you. I forgot we were in the dark. I'm not going to put them on the spot today. They don't have to do any type of report, but I do want to make sure that you all are all introduced. And so I'm very excited to share with you our program manager, Laura Poulette's here, and Haley Howard, our new media manager for Berea Tourism. This is their first day with us.
Welcome.
Thank you all for being here. Thank you.
Well, thank you, Nancy. We'll move on to 10 on the agenda there, public comments. Is there any public comments? All right, none. We're going to move on to commissioner comments. Anybody got anything?
I just want to remind everybody of the Christmas parade on Saturday, December 6th at 6 o'clock. And the Berea Chamber of Commerce Annual Banquet will be on Thursday, December the 4th at 6 o'clock at Churchill.
Thank you, Shelley.
Well, I just want to welcome our two new employees. Congratulations to the band. And I think our city is headed in the right direction with our Christmas decorations. We're starting small, but we're going to grow and expand, and I think, well, I have something to be proud of in a couple of years, so that's it.
Very exciting for us. I mean, I think, entering there at the Gallery and Event Center, that's gonna start it, and hopefully people in between will start decorating a lot of the homes and stuff through there. That's going to be really nice, and to kind of tie into what, up at College Square, I think it's going to be very exciting for us. And welcome. Glad to have you all. And is there any other comments? All right, we're going to motion to adjourn.
So move.
All right, all in favor? Opposed? See, we're out of here.